Okay, so you're thinking about homeschooling. Awesome. Choosing how you want to teach your kids at home can really make a difference in how they learn. This guide is a quick tour of all the different ways you can homeschool so you can figure out what works best for your family. We'll take a peek at each method, what's cool about it, and what might be a bit tricky. Traditional or structured homeschooling. This one is kind of bringing school home. You've got your textbooks, your set lessons, and a schedule, just like regular school. It's familiar, so if your child's coming from public school, it'll be an easy switch. It's organised, so keeping track of how your child's doing is a breeze. Tons of books and materials are out there, ready to go. If your kid likes things a bit more free-flowing, this might not be ideal. It can be a bit less flexible than other ways of homeschooling. Planning can take up a big chunk of your time. Classical homeschooling. This method's been around for ages. It's all about learning in 3 stages. First, you learn the facts, then you learn how to think about them, and then finally you learn how to explain your ideas. Think classic books and learning languages. Kids get really good at critical thinking and communicating. They learn a whole lot about different subjects. It dives deep into history and how ideas have changed over time. It can be pretty demanding for both you and your child. It can take a lot of time and effort to do right. It might not leave as much room for your child's own interests. Charlotte Mason Homeschooling. This one's inspired by a lady named Charlotte Mason. It's all about learning through stories, exploring nature, and getting creative with art. It also focuses on building good character. Kids get excited about learning because the materials are so engaging. It's a well-rounded approach with art, music, and great books. It helps kids develop strong morals and good habits. Finding the right kind of books and materials can take some digging. It's a bit less structured, which might be tricky for some families. If you live in a city, getting out into nature might be tougher. Montessori Homeschooling. This method's all about letting your child take the lead. They learn through hands-on activities and go at their own pace. It's all about setting up a space where they can explore and learn independently. Kids become super independent and learn to discipline themselves. It fits each child's unique way of learning. They learn to love learning by exploring and discovering things on their own. Getting all the Montessori materials can be pricey. You'll need to spend time setting up activities, and it can be tricky to do this with a bunch of kids of different ages. Unschooling. This is the most relaxed method. Kids learn through everyday life, following their interests. There's no set curriculum or schedule. It's really flexible. It totally adapts to your child's interests and how quickly they learn. Kids get really good at thinking outside the box and solving problems, and there's no tests. Some kids and parents might find the lack of structure a bit unsettling. It might mean they miss out on some traditional school subjects, and you'll need to be pretty involved and creative in finding resources. Waldorf Homeschooling. This one's based on the ideas of a guy named Rudolf Steiner. It's all about seeing your child as a whole person, so it mixes academics with arts, crafts, music, and movement. Lots of imagination and creativity. Kids get to express themselves in creative ways. It's not just about academics, it's about your child's well-being. They get to try all sorts of different subjects and activities. It can be expensive and time-consuming to get all the materials. The ideas behind it might take some time to get your head around. It doesn't focus as much on technology or typical school subjects. Eclectic or relaxed homeschooling. This is like a mix and match approach. You take bits and pieces from different methods and create something that works for your child. You can totally customize it to fit your child and your family. You and your child can try out lots of different resources. You can change things up as your child grows and their interests change. You might need to do more research and planning. Not having a set structure can be tough for some. You'll need to make sure your child is learning all of the important stuff. So, which one's right for you? That's the big question. It really depends on your child, what you want them to learn, and what your family life is like. Each method has its good and bad points, so think about what matches your values and how your child learns best. The main thing is to create a loving and supportive environment where your child loves to learn.